Today I'm going to be showing you how it's possible to shine a flashlight through solid metal. In today's video, you'll witness a rare metal that's transparent to infrared light, and even see how a simple flashlight can penetrate solid gold. This is a coin made of germanium metal, element number 32 on the periodic table. It has a really weird property. Like a normal metal coin, we obviously can't see through it. But something fascinating happens if we look at it with infrared light instead of visible light. Germanium is completely transparent to infrared light. Look how weird this is. You can totally see my fingers behind the coin. Now, just so you don't think this is normal to be able to see through something with infrared light, look at the germanium and the normal coin. This is a regular coin. It's completely opaque. So I've got two samples here. This one's a little bit thinner than the coin here. Let's hold both of these up with a flame behind it and see what it looks like. Whoa, that is weird. You can see that just a paper towel completely blocks the flame. Okay, let's see the thinner sample. Whoa, that one's completely transparent. Not even cloudy at all. To understand why this happens, we first have to understand why metals are so good at blocking light in the first place. Remember, light is an electromagnetic wave, and metals have a sea of free-moving electrons in them. When this electromagnetic wave hits the metal, the free electrons respond to the electromagnetic field, and they essentially cancel it out and then send back their own field. We perceive this as a reflection of the electromagnetic wave. With germanium, this happens with visible light as well. But with infrared light, the light doesn't have enough energy to knock the electrons loose in the germanium crystal lattice. As a result, the electrons can't respond to the electromagnetic wave, and the light passes right through it. So with infrared light, it looks like the germanium is a piece of glass letting the light just go right through it. But here's what's even stranger. If I were to hold up actual glass like this, it's completely opaque. So in visible light, glass is transparent and germanium is opaque. But in infrared light, glass is opaque and germanium is transparent. So glass, can't see through it. Germanium, you can see through it. So in a lot of instruments where they need a window that lets infrared light through, they use germanium, not glass. It's so weird to think about this. Imagine if our eyes saw mid-range infrared light. All our windows would have to be made out of germanium to let the light through. So we saw how germanium can let infrared light through, but what about shining visible light through a metal? Well, we can do that too. Because light acts like a wave most of the time, we can use its wave properties to perform a little trick where even a solid steel ball can't block the waves of light. First, I need a coherent light source, like laser light. Then I'll shine my laser light through a lens to spread it out. Now in this light beam, I'm just going to place one of the balls from my Newton's cradle. We now have a shadow of the ball on the back wall here. Now you'd assume that all of the light hitting the front of the ball gets blocked, so the darkest spot in the shadow would be right in the center. But actually the center of the shadow reveals something unexpected. It's the brightest part. This is called Poisson's spot. It happens because when the light waves hit the edge of the sphere, they act like point sources of light and emit their own waves. These waves spread behind the ball and constructively interfere at the center of the shadow, and they destructively interfere everywhere else in the shadow. So the center has a bright spot in it. And it's not because of reflections. If I use this white bead, which isn't reflective at all, I get the same result, a bright spot right in the center. Now, if you're not satisfied with the diffraction of light bending around a ball to go through it, let's see if we can actually shine visible light directly through a real metal. So for our final experiment, we're going to see if we can shine light through solid gold with no diffraction tricks. But before we continue, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Odoo. With Odoo's website builder, you can build your own website to elevate your brand in minutes, totally free, with hosting and support included. This is my website that I made with Odoo. Odoo makes it super simple. Your first app is free for life, and they even include a custom domain for the first year with no hidden costs. Just a full website builder that gets you online and growing your brand, completely free. And the setup is lightning fast. Just a few clicks and you're good to go. With Odoo's drag and drop tools, there's zero coding needed. You can customize everything exactly how you want, and Odoo's ChatGPT integration helps you craft and polish your text effortlessly. Odoo doesn't just give you the tools, they back it with unlimited hosting and support, so you're never on your own. So if you're looking to boost your brand and create a professional online presence, you can try Odoo by clicking the link in my description. Now let's get back to our experiment. Now remember when I said that the reason metals reflect light so well is that their free electrons respond to incoming electromagnetic waves, canceling them out and sending back their own waves. But what if we overwhelmed these electrons with so much light that they couldn't send back a strong enough wave to cancel it out? Well, to do this, we would need to reduce the number of electrons the light interacts with. In other words, we need to make our metal really thin. So I'm going to be trying this with solid gold, but in a very thin form called gold leaf. Okay, let's see if I can actually get a sheet off here. Gold leaf is only about 100 nanometers thick. Because there's so little gold here, it's actually safe to eat. Let's see if I can make a gold apple and eat it. Whoa, that is cool. Okay, I've got a golden apple now. That's good gold. How about some gold grills now? I've never had to floss gold out of my teeth before. Now let's shine some light through. Look, I can shine my laser right through it. You can see it on the table below. Okay, now if I just make my hand really bright but not the gold, you'll be able to see my hand behind it. That is so weird. Wow. We're literally seeing through solid gold. Okay, let's put the gold in front of the camera now. Whoa. Look at this, I'm seeing through gold. That is so weird. This is especially cool because gold is so dense, but it's just thin enough for the electromagnetic waves to get through it. We've made see-through gold. You can see that the light that makes it through appears a little greenish. This is because shorter wavelengths of light like blue and violet get absorbed more and leave the transmitted light with a yellowish green tint. So yes, it is possible to shine light through solid metal. I like experiments like this because they remind us that light is fundamentally the result of wiggling electrons. And these electromagnetic waves that these wiggling electrons make can be manipulated to pass through or even bend around objects. And thanks for watching another episode of the Action Lab. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, remember to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.